Hi, so welcome to the Labour Efficiency Calculator how-to video. Once you've followed the link on the homepage of the Smart Hall website, you'll come to this software. If you scroll down, you'll be able to start now. So the purpose of this video is really just to show you some functionality of the tool itself, but there will be some follow-up videos that show you how to interpret the report and some follow-up support materials to go into a bit more detail. So the functionality, we start now at the bottom of the page, so you'll need to scroll down to get to this section. Once you click that button, you'll get your login details. If you've already registered to use, you just fill in your details. Don't worry if you forget your password, click this button here and we'll be able to set you a reset button for that. If you're a new user and you haven't used this before, then click this button here, register new user. The tool is completely free to levy payers to use, so please feel free to get in touch and use it. So you put in your email address, your password, and you click sign in to get ready and going. Okay, so we're in. This is where the fun begins. This is the home page and this is where all your information will be stored. So at the top, we've got two tabs. We have My Assessments and My Details. If we start by clicking on My Details, we'll look at the functionality in here. So as you can see, on this section, you have your name and your email address. At any point, if you change your email address, you can access that here and save these details. If you need to change your password, you can do that functionality here. If at any point you're struggling with this side of the software, then please do get in touch and we can help you through this. That's the My Details section. So back to the tab at the top on the left hand side is My Assessments. So here will be stored any of your previous assessments. If you haven't done any assessments, then this page will be blank and you just start by pressing New Assessment. For the benefit of time, I won't go through a whole new assessment. I will show you something I've done later. Sounds like something of Blue Peter. So here I've done an assessment this morning, and so we'll probably open this one up in a second. Just to show you what you can do though, once you have a number of assessments, you can amend them at any point. So for example, if you've gone through the assessment but you've decided actually you want to be a bit more accurate, you can go back through, look at what you've answered, review, amend and save that new copy. If you've decided actually that was just a test, so for example this one right here was just a test, so I can now remove that one and that's gone from the list. You can also just skip the entire assessment and go straight to the results page. This is great when you're looking at benchmarking, so you could click year on year results to see your report page, and we'll have a look at what that looks like a bit later. So to get us started to see what the tool actually looks like, we'll click amend on this one that I did earlier today, and we will have a look at the actual calculator itself. We call it a calculator, but it really is a self-assessment tool. And we have these tabs along the top. So there's 8 sections to run through. Each of these 8 sections has 10 questions listed down. Don't worry, it's not as time consuming as I've just made that sound. It depends on your confidence, your speed, and how long you really want to take to answer the questions. It could take you 15 minutes or it could take you 45 minutes. It depends on your time and your effort that you want to put into this. So for each of these sections, we have a title. So section 1, S1, strategic involvement, communication. As mentioned, you'll have 10 questions, 10 phrases, and you answer for these totally, partially, or not at all. So for example, are you actively involved in the development of your company's product or service? And you answer this honestly from your own perspective. Totally, yes, of course, I'm involved. I actively take part on a daily basis. Partially, yes, I probably understand every 6 months or on an annual basis, I will review it, or not at all. And you just simply click the relevant answer for you. You work your way down through all 10 questions. If at any point you miss out any of the questions, you'll get an error message that will come up on the screen that will ask you to make sure you've answered all the questions before you move on. Once you've answered all the questions, click the next button at the bottom. So you work your way through each of the 8 subject titles at the top. So section 2, workplace organisation. If at any point you think, I don't really understand what that means, there is a question mark next to the subject title. If you click on this, it will provide some explanation to help you really understand that section. And once again, then you can go through the questions with a better understanding. Just be honest with yourself on these sections though, and if you really don't understand, then that's the idea of this self-assessment, is to say, I don't really understand and I want to find out more. Complete the questions as you go down and click next. And for the benefit of not having to go through every section with you, we'll just keep clicking next to go through. So we've got continuous improvement, which focuses around lean. We then have training, staff development. We then go into a series of performance management sections, the first one being productivity. Once again, click the question mark if you don't understand, and click next once you've completed the questions. We then have the second part of performance management, which is standards. And finally, performance management planning. The final section is reporting. So how do you report? Once you've completed all sections, the final button will show results. At any point, if you've decided, I want to go back, then there is the green button to go back and you can complete them. So we get to the results section, we press this button. And this is what the reports page looks like. I won't go through the results at this point. There will be a separate video for that. But that is an explanation of the functionality. It's self-assessment, it's easy to use, and it's going to provide you with an overview of your labour efficiency within your business.